What's up, YouTube? Okay, so we're fixing to test these $70 for the set resin bonded diamond stones. Let's see how they do. On the first test, we're going to do it on a simple steel just because I don't want it to take too long. So we're just going to do it on this $5 Walmart knife just for the initial one. I want to see how consistent the scratch pattern is, how they feel, how they cut. I went ahead and lapped all the stones on 60 grit sick powder on float glass and finished them on 220 grit sick powder on float glass just to smooth them out. Checked all the thicknesses with calipers. They're all dead on. So let's see how they perform. Come on, baby, be good. If these things are good, man, this is gonna be amazing for the sharpening community, especially the fixed angle community. If they're even decent, like, this is gonna be impressive. Got this around 17 degrees per side. They feel like they have sorry about that. First thing I can tell you, they feel more like this 200 feels more like the Veneve with the OCB binder. They don't have a very, they feel fairly hard, but they also have that little bit of kind of, how do I put it, rubbery, like rubberish feel, like the OCB stones, if that makes sense. Let's see how they're cutting. I can definitely feel it cutting. No doubt about that. And it doesn't feel overly coarse. Scratch pattern looks nice and aggressive. Nothing super deep. Okay. Get back here at this plunge area. Make some passes, working on that area because I'm not getting all the way, so I'm gonna work on it and then blend. Work on it and blend. Don't want to stay in that one area for too long. Oh yeah, they're definitely cutting, no doubt about it. They are definitely cutting. Hey, so far. Let's do a little bit more. They are definitely cutting. That makes me happy. And not overly slow neither, because I'm actually dropping this angle down, so a decent bit of steel is being removed right now. Okay. That should be looking good, looking good. Yes, we are in good shape. Definitely got a full length burr. For a 200, that's cutting. I'd say that's probably cutting about as fast as like a Veneve F100. Maybe even an F80. Not that far. It's not that far off, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'd say that feels about like a F100 beneath. Scratch pattern looks a little bit finer than a F100 beneath. Not much. It's very close. That's about what I would put this stone at, is about a F100 beneath. They're feeling good so far. No complaints here. Man, if the higher grits have no grit contamination and they actually cut good, this is going to be a hell of a set for $70. These are definitely going to sell out, I can guarantee you that. Well, so far. I mean, that could change, you know. I'm just on stone one. I'm going to run the whole progression too. We'll see how it finishes this steel. We'll do a more impressive steel next time. But right now I just wanted to get a feel for these stones and not keep you guys for a long time in case they didn't cut quick. It's a nice, yeah. Nice feeling scratch pattern. It's coarse enough that I can feel it with my fingernail. Yeah, they're cutting. No complaints so far. Keep our fingers crossed. Still in focus on frame. Okay, 400's definitely finer, no doubt about it. That was something I was worried about, is on all, you not being able to tell the difference between like 200 and 400 and 400 and 800. I think, you know, that's definitely something that with the cheap diamond stones that's always on your mind is, you know, are the grits gonna fall in progression how they should? Well, yes, I can definitely tell by the scratch pattern. That they are most certainly, the 200 looks and feels like a 200, the 400 looks and feels like a, maybe a 500. Like think of Shapton 500, Shapton Glass 500. That's about what this looks like, scratch pattern wise or depth wise. Okay. It is definitely cutting. There's plenty of abrasive in this. The binder doesn't seem very friable. I don't see it letting out much abrasive, so that's good. It's not going to scratch your knife up like crazy. So far, these are going to make a lot of people happy, I can tell you that. Get that scratch pattern nice and consistent. Okay. I'm missing a little bit right there at the tip. Work in that area and then blend. Don't go too long in one spot. If I didn't know any better, this feels exactly like an OCB Veneve stone. Feels identical. There we go. Okay. Let's go to the 800. And these are on aluminum bases too. They're not, that's not plastic. It's aluminum. They're stiff. They're not, you're not going to have any problem with different, them being like the plastic ones where they're bent and deformation or anything like that. You're not going to have that issue. God, that's some cheap steel. Okay. Definitely much finer. As you would expect. This stone has a very different feel than the first two. This doesn't have that rubbery OCB feel like the Veneve with the OCB binder does. This feels more like a Nanawa resin bonded diamond stones. This feels hard, but you can feel the diamond biting. This feels much harder than the other, the 200 and 400. Nothing to complain about. Definitely removing steel. Nothing to complain about so far. Nothing to complain about so far. That's a good thing. I am still recording, right? Yeah. Yeah, completely different feel between the 200 and 400 and this 800. Definitely a different binder. That is not the same binder. I would say this feels very good. No complaints at all. Let's see what the scratch pattern looks like. This is a quite a bit finer stone than the 400. No doubt about that neither. Come on, baby, don't have no grit contamination in the upper grits, please. I can say this, that is not an 800 grit finish. That is more like, I'd say that's more like 1200. Little more reflective than 1000 grit. So yeah, I'd say 12, maybe even 1500. It is quite a bit finer than that 400. So I got a feeling that these are gonna run a little lower than what they actually are. This is a 1200 grit here, and I would put that more at the 800 more at 1200. So this is probably going to be like a 2000 grit. Definitely, it's a good looking scratch pattern. No complaints. Yeah, there's definitely different binders on that 200, 400. Because this feels like the 800, but finer. Definitely a harder material. Quite consistent. I don't see any much larger scratches. You know, of course, this is the naked eye, and our microscope could be different, but you know, to my eye, this is looking real good. Really good, actually. You know, still in frame. Yep. If you've ever sharpened on the Nanawa resin diamond stones, these upper grit stones feel just like that. Very hard, but you can feel the diamond biting. So far, I'm incredibly impressed. Polish should be coming up quite a bit, and it most definitely is. Got a nice pretty scratch pattern. Again, to the naked eye, there's no I don't see any, you know, larger scratches that are out of place or anything like that. Nice consistent scratch pattern. We're going to get to the 3000. Again, very hard filling stone, but you can definitely feel the diamond biting, and definitely much finer than that 1200. I'm using very, very, very light pressure, you know, basically just the weight of the stone and rod. Each stone is cleaned up the stone before its scratch pattern very quickly. The stones have not started to load up at all. This stone is getting a little load up to it. The 200 to 1200, no load up. There is a little load up in this stone. Polish is definitely coming up quite a bit. On the finer grits, it may be better to use like Dawn and water and not just water. Probably slow a little bit of that load up. Now don't get me wrong, the load up's not terrible, but that is definitely load up. Dawn and water would probably slow it slightly. That polish is coming up nice. Okay. Let's see how it's 6000X. Check the scratch pattern real quick. Oh yeah, that 3000 is higher than average 3000. I'm already getting a mirror. It's already got a mirror formed. I would say that 3000 is about as finer than a Veneve F800. Not quite F1200. Definitely finer than F800. Oh yeah, we've got a bright mirror. This 6000 is probably going to make a super mirror. Hopefully this 6000 don't load up super duper fast. But you know, that's not a dig against these stones. Like your Veneve stones, F800 and higher load up probably even more than this. It's close. I'd say they're about the same. I think the Veneves do load up a little quicker though. This 1200 has a softer feel to it. I mean, this 6000 has a softer feel to it than the 1200 and 3000. Not much, but it does feel a little softer. Okay. 6000 is definitely loading up. Definitely loading up. Oh yeah. Again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Your Venetian stones, like I said, the F1200s, F1500 loads up like crazy. Can you see the load up? Yeah, they're definitely loading up. That is actually, you know, it is load up, but it's not. Actually, that's not bad at all. I'm sorry. That looked like load up. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Yeah, that's coming right up. That's not terrible. That's better than the Neve as far as load up's concerned. Sorry about that. My son playing with his friend, playing with splat ball guns and screaming their heads off. Yeah, this binder on this stone is definitely softer than the 1200 and 3000. It not quite as soft. I mean, not quite as much as the 200 and 400, but the 800 and 1200 was much harder, and these are softer. The 3000, 6000 are definitely softer. Ooh, that mirror is coming up for real. Tell you what, I don't know of no other $70 set of stones that'll bring a mirror up like this. I'm absolutely impressed. Absolutely impressed for $70. Move the camera. Sorry. Damn it. Just make a couple edge leading passes just to get any burr off of it. Sorry for moving the camera. Very, very light pressure. Okay. See what that load up in the stone looks like. That is not bad. That's coming right out. Actually, hell, it doesn't look like there's no load up, or very little. Yeah, there's little. That's way better than a Veneve 1200 or 1500. Especially on a soft steel like that. Veneve 1500 or 1200 would have loaded up like crazy. Well, let's take a look at this bad boy. I got a feeling these are going to be tough to get a hold of. Yeah, I've got a feeling these are going to be tough to get a hold of. That's unbelievable for a $70 set of stones. Focus, camera, come on. I've got to get a better camera. This is terrible. I'm sorry, guys. I can't get it to focus. As you can see, that's a beautiful mirror. Can't get it to focus, but that's a full mirror, no strop. Yes, that's way fine. That 6000 is way finer than a Veneve F1500, no doubt about it. F1500 will still leave a visible scratch pattern. This here has no visible scratch pattern. Ever so slight. Ever so slight. I can see a little bit. Very, very little. And I have good eyesight. Wow, that's impressive. Oh yeah. Super sticky. That's not even touching it to a strop. Oh yeah. Touching it to a strop would just to finish refining it ever so slightly, and this thing would whittle hair for sure. Couple passes on a 10th micron, and that baby would be. Hold on one sec. Listen. Oh, oh yeah. That's an absolute laser. That's a good edge. That is a good edge. These stones did a damn fine job. That was my fault. Oh yeah. I'm impressed. I am genuinely impressed. I did not think that these stones would be even, I mean, I was hoping they would, but I did not expect them to be even close to this, to perform this good. Not even close. Not even close. Wow. I can tell you these are going to be difficult to get. They're going to sell out super fast. Wow. I wish I could get the camera to focus, but of course it won't. I guess those splat ball guns hurt. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get it to focus, but it just won't do it. How hard is it to focus on my hand, damn it? Nope, it's not going to do it. Anyways, take my word, it's a full mirror. It's a full mirror, and on that strop that was just leather. No compound, no emulsion, no nothing. That was just to make sure all the burr was gone. I don't know how to say the name of this company. Ruixin. Right. Ruixin. Yeah, Ruixin, I guess. Ruixin. Impressive job on a $70 set of stones to perform that good. If they last, that's the deal of the year. Absolutely the deal of the year. And if you want them, I would not wait. I can guarantee you these are going to be gone instantly. If this video gets any traction and people see it, these stones will be gone immediately. That's the best deal in sharpening stones right there. Plain and simple, best deal in sharpening stones. Y'all have a good night. And now after 5 passes per side on a 1 micron diamond strop. Super bright mirror. Really impressive value right there. $70 for those stones was freaking incredible.